I'm ready here again, and I want to do something different. I am on my phone here well, you can see where I'm from, Portage. Uh, excuse me. The stifling heat here in the last couple of days in the upper Midwest, well, essentially the entire Midwest, Southern Plains area, is under excessive heat warnings or heat advisories. And I want to take you through, this is something different. I haven't done one of these in quite some time. If you remember, I used to do stuff like this on my phone when I was doing working on my car and some real talk things a few years ago before the pandemic hit. But I just want to take you through and give you some facts about how rare it is to see temperatures and the humidity levels so high here in the Midwest Great Lakes area here in the United States. So let's begin. We're going to go to our internet, and this is from the Storm Prediction Center. I'll talk about that more later on, but we're going to go to the weather tab for Chicago. Okay, that's the area forecast discussion. Now, here is where I'm from. I'm from right here, right by Gary, Indiana, just over the county line. And we're gonna zoom out, and you can clearly see these are excessive heat warnings. Now, to elaborate what an excessive heat warning is, it's the combination of heat and humidity, or separately, where temperatures will reach over 110 degrees or higher for 3 consecutive days or more. Or, I mean, that's a loose way of defining what that means. But let's go farther out. Okay, so we're gonna go, let's see, to the main page of the National Weather Service, and you can see this is the entire United States. Okay, so you can see, I mean, virtually all of Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Ohio. Just this heat is unrelenting, and thankfully, where I'm from, here and around Chicago, we have what's called natural air conditioning here in the summertime. That's Lake Michigan. So anytime you have winds coming out of the north, that's basically your air conditioning. And I don't know how people can do it. I'm relatively still young, so the heat doesn't really bother me that much. Of course, I'm just talking on the phone out here, in the heat. I'm just sitting here and I'm just sweating. So any of you who are in these areas, I mean, even if you're not under a heat advisory, it's still worth mentioning that it's still hot. It's still going to be warm, especially if you work under that sun. It's just going to bake you. And it's not going to slow down anytime soon. There is some relief on the way, especially in the upper Great Lakes region, coming to later tonight and into the weekend. But let's go over to the Weather Channel app, and I want to go into the main screen here. So right now, as of recording this, 2 o'clock p.m. on Thursday, August 24th, it is 95 degrees, and the heat index of what it feels like is 115. Again, I'm in the garage. I'm technically in the shade. So let's scroll down and let's get some more details. Now, the wind is coming out of the south-southwest at 12. Your relative humidity is 61%. The gauge of the percentage is you take the dew point and then you take your temperature and then you average that together and gives you your relative humidity. There's some other, I guess, there's a formula to how to get that number precisely, but look at this. Dew point 80. That is insane. We don't get temperatures, dew point temperatures, in the 80s. The last time in my area we have seen an 80-degree dew point was back in 1999 during the heat wave in late July, early August of 1999. That is insane. And what I want to illustrate that further, let's go to the different layers here from the radar. We're going to go down into where it says dew point. Then go back. It's a little hard to see the legend on top, but see here in the middle you have 50. Then the next two are 70, and then even 90-degree dew points. They're not that high, but as you can see here, without even pushing it, you can see that, well, that's pretty freaking humid. Where, I mean, it's just like an oven hitting you, like a blast furnace. That's what it feels like. And hats off to anyone who's out there in the heat working, construction or, road works, anything public works. We're out in the sun all day. I commend you. I've worked in jobs where, in factory stuff, warehouse stuff, in the fast food business for, a lot of years, and it can get hot, but you're not directly under that sun. So, again, if the air temperature's, let's say, 95, but you're under the sun, that's at least 10 degrees warmer. So it's like 105. And what I want to illustrate here is the entire Midwest and Great Lakes area, extending down to the Gulf Coast. But right here, where you have the pockets of the dark green, around 80 degrees, or if not higher than 80-degree dew points, that's where you have the farmland. And all that farmland, the corn and the soybeans and whatever else you're growing, you just drive down the road, you just see cornfields, in every direction going down the road, and those county roads in the rural areas, let's say Indiana, Illinois, wherever in the Midwest, Great Lakes. That's evapotranspiration. It's the vegetation is evaporating into the atmosphere and allowing dew points to pool even higher than what they would be. Let's go down to Florida. Okay, why is it so muggy in Florida? Humid in the summer. Well, you have the Atlantic Ocean, you have the Florida Straits, and then you have the Gulf of Mexico. That's why. And it's in a different part of the country where it's more subtropical than anything. Up here in the Midwest, it can actually get more intense due to all the vegetation evaporating into the atmosphere and collecting more. So these are your dew points, and this is what's remarkable here. So we go down to the west coast of Mexico. Looks pretty similar, dark green shading, 70 degrees if not higher. Go down to Central America, the Yucatan, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. You get down to South America where the rainforest, the Amazon is, and it's at or if not higher. Again, this is a rainforest. It's supposed to be this way. This is a tropical environment, and we have dew points here in the Midwest of the United States at or higher than them. And I just want to go down into across the pond to Africa, where Mali, Mauritania, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon. Again, they are 6, 7, even 8 hours ahead of time, so the sun is setting there. So it's not going to be as intense heat index factors. But India and just Papua New Guinea, it's remarkable. It fascinates me. So without getting too in depth, let's go into what it feels like. Again, we're going to pop back over to where I'm from. We're going to zoom out. My fingers are a little sweaty, or my screen is, sorry. So There we go. Zoom out. And look at these. And I don't know if you can see that legend in the top right, like middle top. It's a little hard to tell. But you can see right here. Right here. That's where you have your excessive heat warnings and heat advisories. Isn't that pretty crazy? And let's go. Oh, bat that up. Down here. Now, basically what you have, and I'm going to go over to this, well, not necessarily this homepage here, but let's go to the meso-analysis. So we have different tabs over here that tell you more about the weather and what it's happening. So let's go to your basic surface, and you have your pressure and wind. Okay? So what is this telling us? Well, it's telling us that our winds are coming from the south-southwest. And what's that doing is bringing up all this moisture. All this Gulf moisture. From the Gulf of Mexico, obviously. And it's crazy how the Midwest, the southern Great Plains have just been under these insane heat practically all summer. It's remarkable. Let me go get off of that. Let's go over here to observations and your visible satellite imagery. And then right around here, well, let's change the color of that. Why don't we? Let's go over to blue. Right here you have your high pressure. Now high pressure spins, oh, that's horrible, spins clockwise. Okay, so the wind at the upper levels of the atmosphere is going around this high pressure. Now the high pressure is aloft. High pressures usually indicate subsiding air. Subsiding air that sinks and then warms usually indicates fair weather. Now what happens is the jet stream buckles around, okay, like this. That's where your jet stream is, on those edges of these hot air domes is what essentially it is. You have, I mean, you can tell too. I mean, here's all your cloud cover, right? Here's all your cloud cover. So, again, that's where you're going to have your thunderstorms. Now, if we can go back, let's go to the Storm Prediction Center tab. You can see where the severe weather would be. Marginal risk, slight, and enhanced. Now, you have there's subtle differences around this high pressure. They're called shortwave troughs. Or basically kinks in the jet stream which allow forcing. It allows the air to rise. When air rises, cools, and condenses, it forms clouds and thunderstorms. I'm not going to get into detail about that, but it's just crazy. Now, I don't know if I can. Let's go to some of the models here, and this is the high resolution rapid refresh model, and let's go under 2M temperature. Okay. No, okay. 18Z is still initializing, so let's go over to 17. 17Z is Zulu time. It's essentially noon. So this is taking a snapshot of noon when they initially ran the different models. Now, there's a plethora. I mean, you can tell. We have different model runs from this website. We have the global forecast system, the European model, the Canadian model. We have different, ensemble forecasted GEFS, and these are climate model. But that's another time for another video. I know I'm getting long, and so let's understand something that let's make it more stand out. This is 110 degrees Fahrenheit heat index in these areas. Sorry about that. 110 degrees or higher. Which, again, on par. Let's get rid of that. And that is on par. Again, I'm sweating, so and higher than the Amazon. Well, at or above the Amazon. Sub-Saharan Africa. Again, I know it's later there, but the idea remains the same. Concept remains the same, I should say. I know it's winter in the southern hemisphere, so it just keep in mind. Please, if you're working where the heat index is like insane, like right here, let me go zoom out a little. Right here, please, it is essential that you keep hydrated and take frequent breaks. I know that's the whole nature of why they issue these advisories and warnings for heat. You gotta keep cool. You gotta stay hydrated. Take as many breaks as you want. I know, and again, I may not be working right now, but trust me, I've been in situations where you're in factories and warehouses and fast food where you have food cooking, or just the warehouse industries. There's no air conditioning, especially those who have parents and family and friends who are elderly without AC. I don't know how you guys can do it. If you're 60, 70 or older, you gotta keep cool. I understand cities have cooling shelters, and you can go to a library or a grocery store, a supermarket, something like that. Something where you can keep cool during the hottest parts of the day if you don't have AC. Luckily for me, I can get in there once I'm done recording this. I'm gonna go in the house, but I just it's not good. It's not good. This heat can be deadly and probably will be for some, unfortunately. And so, again, I'm gonna reiterate as many times as I can. You gotta keep cool. You gotta stay hydrated. Take breaks. It's a must. Wear loose and light-colored clothing. And if you feel like something's not right, you gotta let someone know. I will go back to. There was a graphic from my National Weather Service here in Chicago about look at this. So this is the dew point scale. Anything over 75 is considered oppressive. And this is the graphic. Now, again, this is from where I'm from, so heat indices of 110 to 115 or higher are forecast. Again, this is the same thing as it was yesterday. The only saving grace here will be around Lake Michigan, late tonight and into tomorrow, where the heat finally breaks. Where I'm from, anyway. So, again, this is a different kind of video. Please heed my advice. I don't know, all this stuff. I'm going for almost 20 minutes now discussing the weather, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Again, this has been Primed Ready, and I hope you guys enjoyed something different. I know this probably may not reach everyone out there, but if you are subscribed to my channel, please hit that notification bell. I'm trying to get more active in posting videos and trying to at least try to build something on my channel. If you've seen any of my recent stuff, my short stories, it's a bit of an experiment. They're short stories, aimed for children, if you guys have kids out there. So please feel free to take a look at that and, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share it, do everything. But again, I hope you guys stay safe and keep cool, and I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah.